Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is G. You're watching Allastrology. Welcome, Sagittarius. We start at the beginning of the month of March, literally March 7th. A few days before March 7th, some of you are definitely going to be feeling this energy, depending upon degrees in your chart. If you don't have your chart, let me know, comment below so we can get the chart into your hands. I will help you in any way that I can. This is a Virgo full moon. Full moons are endings, completions. We're done with something. It's a release. This is in your 10th house of career, your job, what you do professionally. Right. Now, let's talk about this a little bit deeper. Virgo energy. Virgo is tasks, it's routine, it's projects, it's lists, right? It's the thing that you do daily, something you do daily professionally, because it's Virgo in your 10th house. The full moon is at 16 degrees and 40 minutes. So in your charts at home, go grab your chart, come back, take a look. Watch this video, 16 degrees, 40 minutes. Do you have anything at 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 degrees in Virgo? All right. If you have a planet, if you have a house cusp line, comment to me, let me know. I can give you more details. I can help you to figure out those, it could so complex and so confusing so fast. But the big picture of that story is overall, it's a release and a let go. If it's in your 10th house, it can be something as small as when I went into my job every day, I had to do this. And that thing that you had to do every day, you may come in and they may say, you're not doing this anymore. This is now being assigned to so-and-so. This is your new project. It could be that simple. For some of you, it could be bigger than that. You could have been the boss at your job. So this could even be you no longer being the boss or the lead on a particular job. And it doesn't mean it has to be a surprise. There could have been a project that had like a beginning and an end date, right? And so this may be over, right? Doesn't mean you don't have a job. It just means that particular task, that particular project is completed. Okay. Now, again, just comment to me if you want me to help you out. I'll help you in any way that I can. The other thing about this full moon is that Saturn is part of this full moon. On the same day of the Virgo full moon, the planet Saturn, which rules your 10th house, which rules everybody's 10th house. This is all about our goals, our ambition, our job, our career, whether I'm the boss or I have a boss, right? So you could, with that full moon, if I didn't say it, you could have, you could lose a boss. Like whoever was the boss at the job, there could be a change. There could be a transition. It could be like, oh, that person's leaving the department. They're not staying with us anymore. They're still with the company, but they just might be like going to a different department. You follow? Because Virgo energy is about organizing. And if it's in the 10th house, which it is for you, I'm looking right at it. For Sag, having Virgo in the 10th house placement is actually really nice because you have the minutia, the detail, the ability to set calendars, to schedule people, and then to have like the ability to be the boss. You have it all, which is really, really nice. It's a wonderful earth energy. Having Virgo and Capricorn together in that place makes you a very powerful person. So many people would look up to because you have the mind, you have the rationale too. You're not just a boss just to be, because I told you so type of boss. Like you're a boss who makes things that make sense, who sets things up, who there's structure and there's order and there's a schedule and there's timing. And so people like consistency. Like when you're at a job, if the rules are constantly changing, that's a problem. So Virgo and Capricorn is more about, no, this is long term. We're doing this and we're organizing it this way because we want success. And this is your 10th house. The goal is long-term financial security. So Saturn moving into Pisces energy, sorry, my hair really driving me crazy today. Saturn moving into Pisces energy on the same day is fascinating because it's the exact opposite of this Virgo thing. So this means this is happening in your 4th house of home and mom, family. And this is also your physical home, like where you live. Right. So Saturn's going into the home. Saturn is the boss. It is also restructuring. It is also like organizing, but it's material and tangible. So there's something changing for some of you Sages, depending upon where you have 0 degrees of Pisces. Like I was saying, some of you are probably going to feel this full moon before the 7th because it's like there's a change and you're going to notice it because it's happening at home and it's happening at work. There's two changes occurring simultaneously, you see? So having Saturn move into that fourth house is also the feelings, okay? So you got to just keep that in mind because Saturn being in the place of our emotions, it can feel a little restrictive at times. And some of us might feel even a little bit of a fearfulness at times with Saturn, only because there's like this authority figure or something over me. You follow? It's like a parent, when you were a kid and you had like mom and dad like telling you what you could or couldn't do. And there was like that fear associated with it, like, I'm going to get in trouble, right? So sometimes when Saturn touches into the fourth house and when it mixes with Cancer energy, people notice it because they feel a little bit of it, almost feels like a dark cloud sometimes. People kind of feel like there's just like a dark cloud over them and not a dark cloud of gloom and doom. It's more of a cloud of seriousness and responsibilities and duty because that's Saturn, duty. So Saturn sliding into your fourth house, something is getting more serious. Things at home are getting more serious. Okay. Responsibilities are, you're being asked to step up, right? There's responsibilities, whether it's in your own home, like, the material, the tangible, the sticks and bricks, or within your family structure. Okay. Or something with mom even. But here's the thing for you that makes this really fascinating, Sag. Fourth house is mom, but Saturn going there, Saturn is dad. Right. So it's like this is like mom and dad energy together. So just keep that in mind. There just might be more responsibilities. One of them may need a little extra help, or you may be considering becoming a mom or a dad because that's what happens when we get serious. We tend to grow up and we start thinking long term and we start thinking, what am I doing here anyway? We start thinking, oh, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for a family, right? So a lot of changes here for a lot of folks, right? Now we move on to the 23rd or the 21st of March. We have a new moon. This new moon is in the sign of Aries and Sag. I love this for you because you're a fire sign. So this is fire, which trines you, fire. It's a new moon in Aries and it's conjunct the world access point, which is a big deal because it's a world access point, right? It's something usually big and global. And Aries is normally like this fight energy. It's normally we can pick up arms, and weapons, and we're not going to back down. So I think of the Ukraine war. I think of being on the world axis. It makes me think of NATO, actually. So Aryan energy and a new moon there. I went deep and did some digging because this is in my mind, I kept hearing this is actually going to be a big deal. And I thought, okay, let's do some homework this time, a little bit deeper than usual. Because there's 2 pages of homework, right? So here we have the keyword for this new moon. And it is power of clearly visualized ideals. There's independent action, there's freedom of my body, but it's taking it up a notch. It's taking it up and it's elevating it to an idealistic place for the best for all involved. Doing the greatest for the most amount of people involved. It takes on the idea of Aryan energy growing up and realizing no more weapons, words instead, right? That's this Aryan new moon. It's like no more weapons, use your words. Now, let's not be silly because I don't think for any minute that somebody on the world stage is going to make a comment like that. I'm saying that this degree for you in your life privately, this is the power of clearly visualized ideals. So what that means is we are doing what is ultimately the best, like the most ideal situation. All right. And we're going to focus on it. We're going to use this intention because this is what new moons are, the time where we manifest by using this power because it's a very powerful when the sun and the moon are literally together is when we have new moons. So we go ahead and we set it up, right? In our mind, we focus. We focus with our willpower. We focus by writing it down. We take our emotions and we take our passions and we fuel them into what it is that you specifically desire, what you specifically are passionate about in your life. All right. Now, the location of this for you, you are having Aries energy. This is going to be in your fifth house. So, your fifth house energy is all about home, and this is about romance and dating. But your fifth house is also about children energy. So having children energy, some of you may decide, yeah, I do want children, matter of fact. And so this might be something you're taking, like you're having a conversation like with your partner or your spouse, right? Or this may be something where you're working with children in a creative way even. It's Arian energy. So Arian is really young, but here there's an opportunity for it to be elevated and to lead in some way, to be able to express a little bit more in its grown-up energy, to take on almost a spiritual vibration. It's Arian energy deciding no more fighting, and now we're going to lead and taking it on with a spiritual tone. So after that, 2 days later, we have Pluto energy, and Pluto is going to move from Capricorn into Aquarius. Now, your Aquarius energy, when we look in your chart, we want to see where this is going to be. It's only going to be for a few months. Your Aquarius energy is all in your third house of communication, the way you talk. This is coworker energy. This is sibling energy. This is sales. This is when I'm networking and talking to people. So this can be literally in your local community, working with others. This can be, just any sort of vlogging or blogging, or when you're on their social sites. This is going to be transforming the way you think, because it's Aquarius energy. So it's about creating new, even neural pathways in your brain. It can be shocking forms of communication, but with Pluto, it could be shocking truths that come out and communications. So it's just going to give you 3 or 4 months where you're going to be paying attention and you're going to be finding out what is changing and transforming. This is a foreshadow moment when you can literally get like a prequel into what Pluto will be doing for the next 20 years of your life. Pluto will be back here at the beginning of 2024. And at that time, it's going to stay in your third house. So remember, talking, communication, vlogging, blogging, networking, sales, teaching even. This is group energy and friends. So you will find out what friends are your true friends and what friends it's time to say goodbye to. Below the video, I'll have all the degrees for those of you who like to pay attention to the degrees in your chart. Again, if you don't know and you want to know, just comment below.